welcome to the 13 Moon Mystery School presentation of what is the purpose of temple gates. Why do all temples have gates and gateways? I want to start with a poem by T.S. Eliot called From Four Quartets, which is a beautiful exemplar of that. We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started. To arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. Through the unknown but remembered gate. When the last of earth left to discover is that which was the beginning, and the source of the longest river, the voice of the hidden waterfall, and the children laughing in the apple tree. Not known, because not looked for, but heard, half heard in the stillness, between two waves of the sea. Quick now, here now, always now. A condition of complete simplicity, costing not less than everything. And all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well, when the tongues of flames are enfolded into the crowned knot of fire, and the fire and the rose are one. A gateway is a threshold, guardian, to check your preparedness, to enter more deeply into the mystery that only openness of heart and emptiness can penetrate. Entering a temple gateway is making a commitment to empty sufficiently enough to actually be prepared to receive the mystery. A gateway is a place where you have an opportunity to enter into a frequency phase shift, into a deeper dimension and a more expanded frequency of your being. By entering into a temple gateway, you're making a commitment to participating in co-creating a coherent archetypal field, where alchemical transmutation is simply a natural outpicturing and byproduct of that kind of field. Coherence is the difference between the power of a flashlight and a laser beam. Coherent light is focused, clear, intentional use of energy. Coherent consciousness is the key to communication between dimensions and across scales. And the open heart is the gateway to the higher coherence and ratio necessary to send energy up or down the harmonic series from the higher organizational dimensions to the DNA. An open heart is the starting point for creating a coherent, resonant field and offers a profound opening to coherent resonance. When you stand in the coherency of initiatory gateways, your molecules literally become open to choice, neutral in their pH and colloidal field potential. In this higher frequency, cells become open to change, to new imprints. Whatever is going on in the way of words is totally secondary, because the intention of initiation is simply to raise your capacity to contain light. Basically, you can only see that which you already are. So the intention of initiation is to open your perceptual lenses so that you feel and see yourself free of obstructions and thus more able to make new choices. So how can we enter into the process of initiation with full consciousness? Virtually all temples have entry gates. Depending on the resonance being held within the temple, there are more or less stringent requirements to enter the gates of that temple. In Egypt, for example, Anubis stood as a gate guardian, and if you could not meet and resonate with his frequency, well, you just weren't granted entrance into the temples. In this priestess training of the 13 moons, we are in varying stages of remembrance of ourselves as temple priests or priestesses. Quite simply, the gates assist our remembrance. As you arrive from travel to come to the temple, you begin to collect yourself in clarified focus for the journey of initiation. In some temples, you may have fasted or prayed or meditated or purified yourself in some way prior to this physical journey to the temple. In Avalon, 3 days before any major initiation ceremony, there were things that were suggested. And we are not in Avalon. However, according to your own guidance, I ask you to prepare yourselves in whatever ways you are guided to, that your body temple be prepared to receive the pure gifting of frequency, which is the primary work of initiation. And alchemy is the raising of frequency. We are creating an alchemical container in this archetypal work that begins by asking your guidance how you can best prepare your container for creating a strong repository for frequency that will then cohere the alchemical container of the field of the One. A gate guardian creates a conscious opportunity to shed the outer layers of ego-mind personality that we function with on a day-to-day basis, and to open to the archetypal soul resonance of who we actually are in our expanded soul expression. All that is required to do this is to breathe deeply and open, and to surrender into emptiness. The temple gates are not a theatrical contrivance. They are totally necessary to the workings of maintaining a coherent, resonant field and frequency. They are the opening portal to the mystery, and the degree of emptiness and surrender with which you enter into the temple affects both what you perceive and the frequency of experience that you and the entire circle of beings gathered have. The gate experience is a frequency modulation from where we have been in ego mind into entering the holy presence of the present moment. The gate is representative of a particular archetypal frequency in emptiness and presence. And your intention is to be empty enough to match that gateway. However, this cannot be done with the mind. The gate offers the opportunity of quieting the mind and body and opening your heart, bringing them into the the frequency that is being held simply through the breath in emptiness. Gates are to be navigated with empty mind and empty hands. The stillness and emptiness that is accessed in the gates is to be maintained as we get settled into this field and the circle space. This requires continued silence, emptiness, and inward focus. Moving gently in the field to add to its resonance with our sensitive entrance into the space. As you sit in circle while others are coming through the gates, you are not doing nothing. In your emptiness, following the breath, listening in your heart temple in stillness, you are literally creating the alchemical container that will sustain the vibratory frequency for depth soul work to occur and to be perceived. May you each learn to honor the temple gates for what they are as a gateway into the mystery that is absolutely necessary.